Anyway, should we start this zombie conversation?
I mean, I kind of feel like your part goes before my part because, origin and stuff.
I'm down. So we have this whole thing where we decided, you know what? Let's see where zombies come from, and really, what it comes down to is, like, did they come from lore? Is it something that came from religion? Is it something that was made up to, media control or people control, social control, whatever? So I got two theories. I'm gonna go down both of them. One of them is much shorter than the other one once I explain the first one. So one is the Anunnaki theory, and the other one is the sex slave theory. And we're past the first 30 seconds of this stream, so hopefully YouTube won't take me down now.
Why? Because you said the S word.
I did. So, as far as the word goes itself, this all comes from the original religion of Vodou, which is the predecessor to voodoo. Voodoo started in Haiti after the slave trade, which we'll get to that in a minute, but Vodou started in Western and Central Africa in the tribes. And the word zombie comes from one of two sources, according to historians. Either the Kumbundu tribe, which had the Nzambi, Nzambi, which means God or deity, and that's where we'll go down the Anunnaki theory. Whereas the other one was Bakongo tribe, where they had Zumbi, Zumbi, which is a fetish. Little doll thing. We'll get to that too. Oh, that's a bear. I hit him with my bike. Yeah. Can't believe that works. Still don't understand why that works.
I just wanted to run over and figure it out. Do you have meat?
I have room for it, but it's also in one of the bikes. So let's go down this Haiti thing, right? Like the Anunnaki theory. If we look at... Put this up there. Just going... Sorry, I'm bad at multitasking. If we look at where all this starts, right? So the Haiti thing comes actually later. In 1980s, some archaeologists and scientists and whatnot, oh god, they discovered some tombs in Sicily, and these tombs were really weird because the bodies inside had rocks on them, like to pin them down. Where is my bike?
Right next to me.
There we go. So it's pinning them down, and they're like, well, why would that be? So they start studying the lore, and they find out that, well, the Greeks actually decided, or believed rather, that if you died of an unnatural or a negative type death, like you were murdered or you lived a terrible life.
I think you should look at your screen because you're going the wrong way.
I am. Or a terrible life. I actually was looking at my screen, which is a floating tree.
Even worse.
Yeah. Then it was possible you would come back from the dead, that you could raise up, and we'll get to why that is in a minute, because that'll line up with the Haitians, but also if you lived a good life, then you would rest peacefully. So there's part of that. This goes farther back. So fun fact about the Greek religion is if you read the Sumerian tablets, the gods line up.
I think we're going to different traders.
Maybe.
We are. Because I'm headed towards this one.
You can go to that one. I mean, why not? And then we'll meet back up on the road, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, so, hey, what's up, Lyric? How are you, man? So anyway, we go down this pathway, and not only are the gods lining up, but they actually have some pretty significant powers that go along with this. So if we go back to the Sumerians, which is the oldest known stuff we have Ishtar. And Ishtar was Aphrodite in the Greek gods, or Venus, which, by the way, is the morning star. Anyway, that's another conversation to have. So, those same archaeologists, they found a similar thing. By the way, the ancient Greeks, they civilized around 800 BC. And then in Cyprus, that was actually civilized around 4500 BC, and they found the exact same thing. And so the revenant idea was what they called it back then, that you could come out. And then we can go in other parts of the world. We go to the Norse, which would be the Vikings. They had the Draugr, D-R-A-U-G-R, if you're interested, which means literally in translation, walk again. And the Draugr, according to the Norse, if they bit you, then they could turn you into another Draugr. And this was like this weird deformed creature thing that would happen if you were raised from the dead. In China, they have the Jiangxi or Changxi. The only real difference between this is that it's kind of vampiric and the body can mold, but it looks relatively human. It just decays while it's alive. And when it moves, it hops like a bunny. I just thought that was funny. Anyway, in Romania, they had the Strigoi, which was vampiric more than a zombie, but it did raise from the dead on its own. Didn't have to be bitten or anything. Interesting thing about Romania, though, that's going to be the same area as Vlad the Impaler, which is where vampires come from. That whole lore. If I can talk Lee into let me do some history stuff, maybe we'll talk about that one time. It's a really cool story.
I mean, you're kind of doing history now.
Of zombies, not of Vlad the Impaler, the freaking real Dracula.
Not to interrupt, but what all should I be selling here?
I mean, we're vagabonds, so we can't stay much, right? I would say, like, I'm going to sell a bunch of these medkits. You've got a bunch of medkits. There's no reason for me to have more. You've got enough. I would sell 3 stacks. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to sell any extra than 1 stack that I have. Bread. Anyway, so Ishtar was Venus.
Duct tape?
Keep duct tape. We'll always need duct tape.
Blue?
Yes, because we can make more duct tape. So her twin, Ishtar's twin, was Shamash, which was Hades, which is the guy that ruled the dead. And if you know anything about Greek lore or Roman lore, whatever, in that you had the 2 sides of Hades. You had the good place and the bad place, essentially. Elysium and oh my god, I can't think of the other one off the top of my head. That's one of those things I shouldn't forget. Anyway, Tartarum, that was the bad place. So we have these kind of past religions being passed down. Oh, what was happening? Okay. And then with Ishtar and the oldest things, Epic of Gilgamesh and Descent of Ishtar, those are the 2 oldest tablets we know of, or anything zombie related is put in there. And the reason I bring this up is she says to her father, who is Anu, if you ever get into that stuff, says, "Let me pass, or I will raise the dead to devour the living until the dead outnumber the living."
Bum, 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 bum.
And so that's the first time we have the dead being raised to eat the living. Now this gets a little weird. Oh, we're going much deeper, Rufus. This is not just 7 days. We went full like zombie lore here. Yeah.
So I do want to point out that you said we decided where zombies come from. We talked about it. We were like, hey, let's do zombies on our next, chat thing. And
Podcast.
Andy went, where did they come from? And I went, where could they go? We're very different personalities in that aspect.
That's true. So, going down the Anunnaki theory, we now get to Haiti. So from the West Africa, the triangular slave trade, Spain brought all the Haitians over to the Caribbean, and I mean, they literally made them slaves for. I have one. They literally made them slaves for the cane sugar. On top of that, ooh, I'm buying that. That's cheap. Anyway,
I'm looting the trader so I can sell him his stuff.
right. So after a few years, the Haitian slaves became like soulless and would do their work, but it was just a constant droll effect, and they hated their lives, and they were pretty much lifeless. And so this becomes a common thing. A guy in the 1800s writes a book about it called The Magic Island, and he talks about how they looked like, and it's the first time you ever hear the word zombie. Oh yeah, we know reanimated humans aren't real. We just like the lore. It was kind of a fun thing, like where it came from, the origins. So the Magic Island, he writes that, and that's where we get the first word zombie. And then we get in from the Vodou to the Voodoo now that we're in Haiti. And they have this belief in their religion where if you take tetrodotoxin, which is the same thing that comes out of pufferfish, these pufferfish, it's the thing that they have to cut out or you'll die. If you use a non-lethal dose, or sublethal dose as they say, then you can give somebody basically a whole lot of what we consider zombie effects. And this is old stuff. This is like, slave trade was what, 1600s when that started? So we're looking at difficulty walking, confusion, speech impairment, and respiratory problems. Sounds pretty familiar. And they have these guys called Bokors. They were the opposite of like your witch doctor shaman types from the voodoo, because they dealt in the death side or the control side, and good and evil kind of thing. And in voodoo, they believe very strongly that your entire existence is 50% body and 50% soul. And so if you're good in life, then your body is allowed to die and decompose, and you go to your spirit or your soul or whatever goes to essentially their version of heaven. But if you're bad, then your soul is condemned to wander the universe aimlessly with no purpose, while your body does the same on Earth with no soul. And so with the slave trade thing, then they got into they lost their soul on account of all of the the conditions they were in. Hey, it's Rick. What's up? There's an alleged actual case of real zombie. Guy was from Dominican Republic, I think. So I read a few of those, and of course, the media says they're all debunked and so on. I didn't pay a lot of attention to them. It was kind of a small blurb, but yeah, there's some interesting things. It kind of just depends on what you consider a zombie. So, like, how did we get to where we are here? We'll get to a little later, but the Anunnaki thing, I think, going by that theory or hypothesis, whatever, is that... What do you smell?
Something hot.
Do you? I don't smell anything.
Just...
Well, freaking me out, man.
I hope that's all it is.
Yeah. It's the basis for the movie The Serpent and the Rainbow. I have never seen that
Same.
one. There is zombies in Kensington, New Jersey, and it's very heartbreaking. So is that zombies like they just...
Like Mo here?
Like soulless, or are they like these Romero zombies? Must be sniffing yourself. It's funny. You're cool. So I've been studying the Anunnaki thing lately, and what I'm coming across is that originally, it kind of depends on which one of them you were following, but I mean, it kind of seems like aliens and stuff. It's a weird thing. I have no consensus on it whatsoever. It's all very basic. Just I have no idea what's happening so far. I think I found another town.
Yay!
And
right behind you. So.
Right on. So. If you follow it, though, you end up finding this kind of crazy stuff going on where they wanted to create humans. Like, the whole Sumerian text actually talks about creating Adam because they had struggled to create any humans to do their slave work that could breed so that they could make more. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. I'm not even close to research that yet, but it did crossover with this. So the idea is that the Anunnaki theory is that the zombies were the point of some of the Anunnaki so that they could have a slave force.
Oh, I missed.
So that's that side. If we go down the other theory, the sex slave thing.
Thanks.
Yeah, I saw that. We get to the Bakongo tribe again, the Zumbi, which translates to fetish. And this is essentially the object of one's affection, and not necessarily in the sexual sense from the origin, but it would be one of the things that the voodoo religion believes is that when you die, your soul will attach to some material object in reality, in the world. So if you were to create something with their likeness, then their soul could jump to that thing.
Like a voodoo doll?
Like a voodoo doll, or a fetish, which is like a little doll on a stick kind of thing. Philly and South Jersey have a big problem with tranq. Oh, it's a mix of like fentanyl and ketamine. Oh my. I can see why they're zombies. There's no soul in that.
Right.
So
well, that's kind of where my part comes in. I'm so excited.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the Anunnaki theory. We get to the fetish thing. There was a movie made in 1932 called White Zombie. Now, the lore of zombies did start with the Haitian voodoo research stuff that people were doing, or observations. And so the Haitians are black people. So the White Zombie was literally about a white girl that this guy obsessed over. And
is that where we're staying tonight? Because we need to find a place to put a chest.
We can. That's fine.
It's almost nighttime.
Okay. So as a white girl he was obsessed with, he does the tetrodotoxin thing to her. like the voodoo culture says, and makes her a zombie. And that's literally what it's about. And do we need 2 chests? I didn't make 2 chests.
Yeah, we're gonna need 2 chests.
All right,
Probably 3, actually.
Okay.
So I found a crack-a-book, a burger joint, a shotgun messiah, a diner, and a passing gas.
All right. Anyway, so it seems to me that this guy was on the same research that I am.
And
Nice. Which I just thought was kind of neat. I didn't even know that movie existed until I started researching this stuff. Have not watched it. It's just what the stuff I researched says. And then we get into what we have now, right? So where do our modern day zombies go? Essentially, by the way, the sex slave thing was just that's what people were doing. Because that's, for 1932, that was a pretty risque movie and it didn't show anything, right? So nowadays it'd probably be like popular porn. I can't believe I hit him with that. Anyway. Modern day zombies, we get Night of the Living Dead in 1968. This was a interesting little thing that happened socially or culturally. So it's George Romero, and he did not ever have the word zombie in that movie. The fans said it later, but really they're more like ghouls, but the culture took off, so here we are. And so these are Romero zombies, as they call them. And thus is the end of my little spiel.
so now I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, so where does this go, right?
Okay, so like I said, Andy kind of went to the, what could happen, or where did the word zombie come from, right? Basically. And I'm over here like, are zombies a possibility? And if so, why? Because that's just how I am. But, so, there's a bunch of different ways. Like, obviously, we're not going to be bringing the dead back, right? That's, pretty much common sense there.
Not yet.
Well, yeah, not yet. But, like, the typical, wandering around, eating people's faces off, brain dead, shuffling around zombies, right? Like, the typical, what do you think of when you think of a zombie? That's one of them, is drugs, right? So, bath salts, like, that was a thing that actually happened. Like, people were attacking people and eating their faces off.
Florida.
Yeah, like, scary crap, right? But other drugs, too. Like, there's, so many different drugs out there that alter your state of mind, right? But drugs are temporary, right? Like, you eventually sober up. So, like, there are a couple of diseases out there that kind of mimic the symptoms of, well, I don't want to say diseases, sicknesses, because there's different ones. But, like, there is, okay, so I'm never going to say this right. Can you say that word?
Which one?
This one.
Syndrome?
Yeah.
It's Kluver-Bucy syndrome. Or Bucy.
See, I never
said
that right.
It's Bucy, so.
But anyways, so the symptoms of that are diminished fear, pica, which is eating weird things that you're not supposed to eat. Some people eat hair, some people chew on ice. But what if those weird things were, I don't know, people's faces? Or other people's hair? Oral compulsion, which is putting weird things in your mouth. Kind of like, a dog. Inability to recognize familiar objects and or people. So, your wife might be a stranger. Weird, right? Lack of emotional response. We don't eat people because we know it's wrong, right? So that's kind of a big thing. Amnesia. So maybe you're eating people and you forget about it. Or you forget who people are. Or you forget the rules of society. Another one that was mentioned is encephalitis, lethargia, which the biggest thing with that is like behavior changes. I don't really think that's like a zombie trait, I guess. So like with the disease thing, so we just got done talking about COVID, right? And like, maybe it was released on purpose by a lab, maybe not, who knows? Depends on who you're asking, right? But what if it was a test to see how quickly a virus could be spread intentionally or otherwise, right? And also, it was one virus, and they changed it in this lab. But the scary part about the whole thing is that virus that COVID, like, it originated from bats, okay? Bats are tiny, little, creepy creatures that fly around and sneak into houses and stuff. They're just weird and creepy.
They can't see, man. They didn't know they're in your house. They're blind.
But
You think the bath salt triggered a kind of schizophrenia? Very possible. Schizophrenia is all in the brain chemistry.
I mean, but bats also carry another known disease that's kind of scary and kind of zombie-like.
Rabies.
Rabies. They're the biggest carrier of rabies. The biggest. So is it coincidence that they were, investigating bats when they released COVID?
With the COVID thing, the thing they found that made it available to go to humans was a similar. Well, it was the DNA protein that allows you to catch HIV. There were 3 of them.
Yeah. The RNA or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it is getting close to time to skedaddle and hide in real life, or in the game, not in real life. Zombies aren't real yet. But so like rabies, I think if the zombie apocalypse ever happens, it's going to be a mutation of the rabies virus. Myself, humans can already get it. It's already scary as crap, and it already makes you bite people.
Super.
And that's how it's spread. I mean, that's literally the rabies virus. Where's my bite? I'm surrounded by zombies. It's fixing to be dark.
You got plenty of time.
But there's also I can't think of what it's called right now, and I'm doing things. So I can't look at my little cheat sheet here. But there's a fungus that is known as the rabies, and it attaches to insects and makes the insects, like it infects their brain and makes them. I didn't mark our house. I don't know where I'm going. Anyways.
I did not.
So it makes the host do things that it doesn't want to do to increase its survival.
That is a very specific mushroom. I can't remember what it's called.
But if it can attach to insects, could it not change to attach itself to people?
I mean, I don't see why not. I don't know what it grows on. I mean, it might grow on their carapace, because I know it's really big in ants. Can't remember what that's called. Cordyceps? Cordyceps mushroom.
That sounds about right. Yeah. So, I mean, we've got all these factors. And then there's, like, scientists are screwing around with genetics. Like, they're trying to, it's right here. They're trying to make clones. Well, I say they're trying. They are making clones of sheep and stuff. So what's next, right? And what are they going to screw up in the process? Are they going to take out some important part of our DNA that, makes us human?
Maybe. According to the Anunnaki stuff, that's how they made Adam. Was DNA. Just saying.
It's scary business.
So, on that business, if it's government, I'm just going to throw this out there. Just throwing it out there. There was this reference. They're loose references, I'll admit. And I'm not even sure she sent the emails. But in Hillary Clinton's leaked emails, there were references to Moloch. And Moloch means a lot of things. Angel, messenger, queen, and counselor. It's also the bull-headed idol demon that eventually makes its way to Greece as the Minotaur in the Labyrinth in Crete. It's also mentioned in the Bible several times. The main one where it calls it the devil. Basically, if you do anything for Moloch, it's Leviticus 18:12, by the way. If you do anything for the devil, then you've sinned against God. So on and so forth. I'm just saying, if we put all these things together with the Anunnaki thing, and all the weird conspiracy theory things about, the upper echelons worshiping this Moloch thing are true, then maybe that's what they're trying to do. Maybe they're trying to pull off what Ishtar never did.
I'm emptying out our bikes so that we can load stuff tomorrow.
I forgot about the bikes right about that. So, just on that little note, by the way, y'all ever heard about this completely extra thing? There was a farmer that this champion cow cloned. Oh, farmer that had this champion cow cloned, and the clone was nothing like the original in temperament. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I remember, I think it... Oh, stupid little heart thing. I can't see the last word. It got him. Something gourded him. Interesting.
We can move the little heart thing.
Yeah. There's a lot of interesting little connections. I mean, they're all loose connections, and it's all ancient stuff. I mean, it's like 50,000-year-old tablets and stuff. But it's very wild.
I mean, all of it's kind of a little bit crazy.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting, though, that the zombie thing led me down a connection that went to Moloch, which then, right, has this loose connection to Hillary. Which then, if we go big government conspiracy theories, we can start talking about, like, Antarctica. You ever heard of the Hollow Earth theory?
Yeah. You should watch your clock.
I see.
You're getting close.
So you have heard of the Hollow Earth theory?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Oh gosh, there's a zombie.
So, for those that don't know about the Hollow Earth theory, by the way, this was invented by a guy named Edmund Halley, who is the same Edmund Halley of Halley's Comet, who was a hilarious guy. Him and the king at the time, I don't remember who it was, they would get drunk together, and he would, like, take him in a rolly chair, or no, he'd put him in a barrel and, like, roll him down the hill. It's hysterical. But, so this Hollow Earth theory is the idea, this would be so much better if I could draw it on a board or something, but, like, if you...
You're such a teacher.
I know. Well, now everybody knows
Get
that.
off me.
Nobody knew that before.
Yeah, they did.
Anyway, so, if you imagine this, imagine what the diagram of an atom looks like, right? You got the nucleus in the center, you got the protons and all that stuff in there, and then the electrons and the valence electrons go out in circles around it. Okay?
Okay.
Now, imagine a picture of a solar system. You have the sun in the middle, and all the planets go around it, right?
Mm-hmm.
With me so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Multitask.
oh, you're good. So then the Hollow Earth theory is the idea that the inside of the core looks the same. So you have a core in the center, but then you have layers that are hollow, and that other things may live in those in between layers. You with me so far?
Mm-hmm.
So then this goes to the Antarctica thing. There was this pilot that flew over Antarctica. He was an Air Force pilot. And he said, when I was flying over, I saw a big hole in the ice. And in that hole, I saw trees growing. It's very, very deep. Like it went straight down like an entrance to like miles deep. He saw trees down there. And the weirdest thing is he said it looked like it was being guarded by penguins. So that probably discredited a chunk of it, but...
Well, also, so the altitude and the thin air thing and all that stuff, can you fly over Antarctica?
You can fly over Antarctica. Now, he couldn't flow over the hole without losing lift. But he could have flown near enough to it.
I need a Band-Aid. Oh, by the way, I put all the food and medical stuff in the top just because I figured it'd be easier to sort stuff.
Oh, okay. Guns in the middle, yeah. Do you need the 44 one? I left it in there for you.
We don't have any ammo for it yet.
Well, no, the book.
Oh, no, I've read that.
Okay. Electrons exist in a cloud of probability, not so much over... I agree, Rufus. It's just, that's kind of the logic he was going by, Edmund Halley, when he came up with the theory. But it's an interesting thing, and so now that you know I'm a teacher, a former student of I, and I, did this really dumb thought experiment, and this is going to loop back to the Anunnaki again. I'm just throwing that out there. Anyway, so it's really crazy how much that stuff influences so much of our culture. So, like, we started looking, and you know, a crazy thing is, that's actually going to loop back to the Anunnaki twice. Anyway, so
it's a double loop.
It is. So the Anunnaki are responsible for the pyramids, according to those tablets. They talk about building them in those tablets, these old Sumerian texts, which you can read. There's several of them. I've read a few of them. I haven't read them all yet. I'm working on it. But they actually tell people, their people, to go build in all these different locations. And what do we have? We have pyramids in all these different locations around the world. On top of that, we also have many, many, many of these civilizations were built around volcanoes. Like most of them. These ancient ones, right? Not all, but most. And there's places that have volcanoes you might not actually think have volcanoes. Like I didn't know. I don't have my phone. You have a phone? Okay, so if you look at where all the biggest volcanoes are and where there's a pyramid, they're almost always lined up. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I think there's one in Egypt. I just can't remember. So on and so forth. But double check me on that. I can't remember. It's been like 2 years since I had this conversation. It's just some random thought in my brain since we finished most of the zombie stuff. But we have the volcano system, right? And so if the Hollow Earth thing was true, then that could be a delivery system to go, no active, but what about other ones? Yellowstone? Oh, Yellowstone's terrifying. That's a world-ending event if that one goes off. Woo. So, moving forward with all this, right, we get to... Where we went with that originally was, like, what if how do you say this? What if like the UFOs you see don't come from outer space, but they come from the inner layers of the Earth?
Sorry, I can't
Oh, you're fine.
read and listen at the same time.
You're fine. I'm talking to Rick and Rufus and everybody too.
Then
So
why were you looking at me for answers?
I'm not. So then, if we talk about the Anunnaki and who built the pyramids, they had these people called the Masons. And those Masons eventually become the Freemasons. That's in the tablets. And then guess what Moloch's Egyptian name was?
Mason.
Amen-Ra,
Oh.
who made it a law that when you pray, you have to say his name, which is Amen. And then the Masons broke free of the Anunnaki rule and became, guess who? The Freemasons.
Why are you looking at me like this?
I feel like I should get more of a response. This is crazy. The Freemasons go all the way back to the Anunnaki, man. And guess who their leader was? It was freaking Moloch until they broke free. But not all broke free. They were divided. But I haven't got that far out. That's where I broke off. There's so much more I got to read. Anyway, crazy crap. Crazy crap. That's all I got, man. That's the whole theory. What do y'all think? It was just a dumb thought experiment we did, and here we are. Here I am 2 years later going over all this, and yeah.
I still just find it funny how different we are in our everything.
Well, I mean, we could go through a little context with all that. I mean, just our own histories. Like, I grew up extremely, I shouldn't say extremely. I was raised pretty classically religiously as a Lutheran. Of course, that's why I question everything. The Lutherans even told the Catholics, like, that sounds dumb. I don't think that's right. And if you ever hear me talk bad about Catholics, I don't have anything against Catholics. I have something against your bosses in the religion. For example, we could talk about the waterfall theory. You ever heard the waterfall theory?
No, I've never heard the waterfall theory.
So you know what a barometric chamber is?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you know how it heals you really fast? Okay, so the waterfall theory is that one of the atmospheres, right, because we have like 6 or something like that in our current atmosphere. We live in the troposphere. Ozone's one of those layers. That one of those layers used to be filled with water, thus creating a giant hyperbaric chamber of Earth. Thus, people would live longer because they're constantly healing. And then when the Great Flood happens, right, which by the way is also in the Epic of Gilgamesh. Anyway, it predates Christianity by like thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Anyway, so that's why it rained for so long, is because, well, that layer broke, essentially. But that's the waterfall theory. That was on the internet around, God, when did I work there? Back in my cop days is when that was. So 2008 to 2013, 14, somewhere in there. That second half of my career doing that. So, and you can't even find it on Google now. It's not there.
Have you checked the other one?
Yes. DuckDuckGo. Nope.
Yeah.
It's not there either. It is gone. So, fun fact also about the Catholic faith. Have you ever heard about the, I can't think of his name at the moment, but the guy that did the experiment on tuberculosis patients to try to see if they had a soul?
Is that the one where they were weighing them when they died?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for those that don't know, this guy does a experiment where, back when tuberculosis was killing everybody, they called it consumption. He put them on a weighted bed. He got a couple of these houses where people would go to die, to let him put a weighted bed under them, and he made it to where it was sealed so it would catch all the bodily fluids and everything, so that we didn't lose anything. And anyway, when they died, catches everything. He very, very, very consistently, like to the dot, everyone lost 2 ounces. And then he did the experiment on dogs. It doesn't ever say in that, by the way, how the dogs died. Just saying. So, yeah, this was way back in the day, right? Tuberculosis doesn't really kill that many people anymore.
Well, I don't imagine it killed very many dogs either.
Right,
which
yeah.
is very sad.
But anyway, the dogs never lost anything. And so the Catholic Church never allowed anyone to repeat this experiment, and that's how science works. If you can't repeat it and get the same result, it's not true. And so no one's ever been allowed to replicate this experiment that I'm aware of. I haven't checked in a while, but I doubt anyone's done it since like 2010. Watch somebody look it up. They're like, they did it in 2010. But, you know.
2011.
Yeah.
Gotta one up you.
So, yeah, all these crazy things. They just exist out there. It's weird stuff that's happened in our history. And
nobody knows about, nobody talks about, and then it gets lied about.
Well, I mean, yeah, and I mean, it might not even be a full lie, right? Like, everyone's using Hitler's big lie theory, which is like, if you can get them to believe this base thing, and then lie on top of that, as long as they use that base as their foundation for truth, then that's everything seems true, right? Because that's what you think is true. And we don't, we have the Dunning-Kruger effect. You can't know what you don't know, including that you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. You just don't. It's the most confusing thing to say, but it's like you can't know it. And so until you start searching for the knowledge, you just start realizing you know very little over and over and over again. It just keeps going that route.
There's a big difference in ignorance and stupidity.
Oh yeah, very much. It's a sad deal though. Like, if we'd actually come together and be honest, like it's crazy what we can accomplish.
Right. Well, I mean, if you rewrite the history books, then you can make them say what you want them to, right?
Yep. Well, and that's a fun little thing I've been trying to work on, but I haven't had time to really research it. So Constantine was one of the Roman emperors, and he was around right when Christianity started to take hold over like the old, Jupiter and all that stuff, gods. Oh, by the way, Moloch was the god of lightning, and then his star was Jupiter. Anyway, so he was Zeus. I thought you'd get on board with the amazing growth of Lone Star ticks carrying alpha gal syndrome. I don't know what that is. Is it Lyme disease? I don't know what alpha gal syndrome is. Learn us, Rick. Teach us.
So I kind of wandered off there with all of that, but I'm gonna look that up right now because I'm not sure what it is either.
I've never heard of it, but I'm also kind of dumb, so. Ooh, I can make it bow because you put it down because you're smart.
But with all of the, okay. So it's also called alpha gal allergy, which I actually have heard of. I didn't realize that was the same thing, but it's what causes you to be allergic to red meat.
Oh, so
after you get bit by a tick.
So it's that's Lyme disease, right? That's what happens when you get Lyme disease. You get that?
I don't think it's Lyme disease. Oh, yeah, that's what I just read. But yeah, I used to have a person I took care of that couldn't have red meat because of that.
I met a guy at a restaurant, little diner in Mountain Home, and this guy was sitting there eating, and I got a big old thing. I used to do strongman, like competing, pick up heavy stuff, pull heavy things, that kind of thing. Anyway, I had a huge meal and had a lot of meat on it, and he looked at it. He's kind of like salivating, and he's like, I haven't been able to have meat in 8 years, and I've lost 80 pounds. And I'm like, why? He goes, I got bit by a tick. He told me he had Lyme disease.
Sad.
Yeah.
It might be. You might be right. I don't remember.
When we did our study last summer, 85%. Really? 85% of the ticks had it?
The Lone Star tick, yeah.
By the way, Rick, I watched your video of that you've got on your parks. That's super cool, by the way. Like, I love me some state parks. Like, I love them.
Oh, there's 52 of them here. One for each week of the year. If I could convince you to travel with me.
I'll travel with you. And those two little ones I don't want to travel with. That sounds like a terrible time. When they're older, I want to. But every 17 seconds, I don't have to pee. Then as soon as you shut the door and start the engine and get out of the parking lot of the gas station, I need to pee.
They don't normally do that.
It's because we don't normally take them long trips. So
it's more like I need to puke. There's a difference.
Up from none 2 years ago? What? That's crazy.
Yeah, like exploded.
So, okay, let's think this out. How does that happen? Where does this disease come from? There's the one where sneezing causes an orgasm? Could this be our future? Man, I got wicked allergies. This is going to be a real messy thing. Can you imagine that? Like you need a tissue, but not for your nose.
Try birthing 3 kids?
I'm just saying, like, I can't imagine that scenario. You're just like, achoo, like, like.
There's another one where, like, there's, like, spontaneous orgasm. Like, you don't even have to sneeze. Like, it just happens.
So, there was a show about this woman that constantly has them, and she said it's utter hell.
Well, could you imagine how embarrassing?
Oh, no, it wasn't that. Said it's painful.
Well, I imagine it could be to an extent, too, but just the sheer, like, embarrassment, even without it being painful. Church, school, work, your mother.
Hey, Mom.
I mean, you just walk out the door and leave the door open,
I did.
and it's not.
No, it's not, is it? Like I said, Lyme symptoms are a lot like lupus, inflammation. Oh, okay. I'm not the disease guy. I know some medical stuff growing up in a medical house, but I don't by any means have like good knowledge of any of it. So
Ugh, I don't have the memory for it.
I know a lot of the language because it's all Greek.
My whole going down the rabbit hole of what could possibly cause, zombies, not the living dead, but zombie-like behavior is like the CDC and the United States government have a plan in place for this.
You know when they made that plan? I just found this out the other day.
2011.
So
April 30th, I believe.
not the original one. The original one came out in the 60s. It was a post-World War II thing because they were trying to figure out if they could train people how to respond in crisis.
Yeah.
Joint plane El Gato. The cat. I remember. I'm just driving in circles because it's not daytime yet, and they're not. They ought to be.
It's daytime
better,
now.
yeah. It's an interesting thing. Like, I mean, I read this book last summer where it's called Survival of the Sickest, and it talks about how the human body is actually so good at keeping us alive that it will pick a disease if that disease will stop the worst disease from killing you. For example, almost everyone that's alive today carries the gene that will give you hemochromatosis, which essentially is, high red blood count, which I apparently have. Because you have to have both genes, or genes from both sides to get it.
I think somebody fell down.
And I don't hear crying, it's fine. So, that being said, though, the way the plague worked, the Black Plague, it had to attach to certain things in your bloodstream, and if you have too many red blood cells, it can't attach, so you cannot get the plague. So the idea is that we actually mutated with the virus. Oh, hey. We actually mutated with the virus in that way so that we didn't die as a species. That being said, if the zombie apocalypse comes out, would that mean that we'd have the types where you see in some of the movies where, like, the zombies are intelligent?
So, I mean, that just depends on what actually caused it, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it a virus or is it a man-made organism? Is it altered DNA? No. If it's altered DNA, I could see us having intelligence and zombies at the same time.
For next week, maybe tick-borne illnesses, conspiracy, like why Lyme disease is called Lyme and how it has nothing to do with the lab located in the island. I have no idea what you're talking about, so that sounds very intriguing. I like new stuff.
Sounds like we know where we're going with this one.
I do like to research. It's kind of my jam.
I'm down. We kind of went with zombies this time, though, because a lot of our stuff's not been shown since we decided to, call out the government.
Yeah, we got shadow banned. Like, straight up shadow banned. And in fact, I posted a video. If you go... We made a Rumble and a Patreon. Patreon was by request. A couple people were asking for that kind of thing. And anyway, so I put the video on Patreon. I don't think I put it on Rumble yet. The Rumble channel, by the way, is Podcast Gaming. It had to be all one word, so I went with that instead of the name here. But the video will show that the second I changed the word Wuhan and used forward backslashes, that we started getting views again. Immediately. Like within a minute. It had like 92.
Yeah, we watched it just like spike up. It was crazy.
And this thing plays catch up a lot on here, but what I'm seeing even in our feed, if you're still here, it just showed that all of our viewers just got kicked.
Oh my goodness.
When we started talking about it. Isn't that crazy? We'll see if it comes back. Sometimes it does that. But ain't that something?
Well, that's disheartening.
Yeah. Hope everybody's still here. The Romero zombie movie with Thomas Jane, the zombies, and it learned how to use firearms, realized they couldn't drown, so most didn't protect the city. Wow. It's kind of a cool idea. I'm glad somebody came up with that. It is looking like they're gone.
We just got 2 more comments, but we don't have any viewers.
That's what's showing, yeah. Hey, what's up, Bloodshot? Bloodshot New. Ooh, I like that name. I know, I realize it's probably just so you don't have gun in your name because it wouldn't let you, but still, pretty cool name. But hello, and thank you. Will another animal gain higher intelligence when we disappear? And you think
absolutely. I mean, the world's got to go on, right? Zombies.
And you think it won't be long. Here's a crazy thing. Did you know that the chimps just entered the Stone Age? They found, while they were studying over with the chimps, they realized they started using sticks and stones or breaking some of their cages even. The ones that get captured, like, from wildlife. And then, on top of that, they're also...
That's not fair.
Making...
You can't shoot him in the head because his head
went into
the freaking box.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They're making tools and all kinds of stuff. It's pretty wild.
So I absolutely think that some other animal would evolve to take over if humans cease to exist. Happen because some of us are ready for the apocalypse. Just saying.
How do we know another animal doesn't have higher intelligence now? That reminds me of the South Park episode where the aliens come down and they're like, the cows are definitely the smartest.
I mean, it's possible because, like, if you look at animals, we do all the work for them. Well, not all of them.
Right.
But they're not going out and picking crops.
Yeah. Well, they'll pick them. They don't plant them.
The chickens are over here like, all I gotta do is poop out an egg every now and then. I got it good.
Yeah, one of the big things that, how do I throw this out there? So, I've lost my train of thought partly because I went down another one. My brain does that sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what I was going to say now. Never mind me. I do that sometimes.
We don't. It's fine.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Dolphins were number 3. People were number 2, and I don't want to give any spoilers for number 1. I have never seen that. It is on my list of things to watch at some point in my life, but finding time to watch things, like we watch some kind of basic stuff here and there just to have something to kind of binge, for something to binge really is the only reason we watch it. Such as we watch Hell's Kitchen, literally just for something to go to sleep to almost, or get ready for sleep, seems like. It is somewhat entertaining, but like we've watched a few seasons now and we can predict the script.
And the winner a lot of the time.
Yeah, the last 2 we predicted the winner.
So I have done the Shotgun Messiah, and now I'm in the Crash.
Oh, you have done the Shotgun?
Yes.
This one by me? That's next to a diner? Oh, yeah, okay. You're close enough.
I'm like, I don't know where you are.
I've always been curious about just about everything, and I don't think that's ever going to stop. I will say it's kind of maddening sometimes, because I get obsessed with things.
For you? I'm over here like, hey, bedtime was 30 minutes ago. And he's like, hold on, let me look up this one more thing.
I do that, yes. Very often, sometimes, too.
Is that zombie in here with me? That zombie is not in here with me, maybe, but definitely sniffing me out.
Oh, here we go. Opinions on the Doom franchise? Do you think a demon uprise could happen? Just a funny question. So, if you believe in the Anunnaki stuff...
I don't know why I jumped there.
I don't know, but you sure did. With all that,
damn zombie.
The Doom thing's kind of cool, right? They open a portal, and then in that portal they find that they've literally opened a gateway to hell, which is just a super cool concept.
I just got the SMG schematic.
So did I. I read it, though. So they open that portal to hell. The Anunnaki thing really, if I'm being honest, kind of points more to aliens originally. Like the Anunnaki were aliens and then pretended to be gods. They weren't really gods, but they pretended to be gods so that we would do their bidding and things like that. But then there's also stuff that suggests that they created us, and so it's kind of a strange thing. But the hell thing, I'm kind of torn, and the reason I'm torn is that... What?
I just got a 386 French.
Oh wow, yeah, nice.
Or 389, my bad.
Oh, what? Dude, no, Mo, you cannot molest me, sir. I am
not... You
not...
don't even jump and squeal, really?
I'm not a victim.
How do you control your emotions?
I'm a man. That was probably the most sexist thing I've ever
Rude
said.
and sexist.
But
and
true.
Rude and sexist. I mean, it is true. You are a man.
Oh, I'm just breaking this door open. It's unlocked the whole time.
What'd you say about being a man?
I didn't say that's smart. So I control my emotions. Until I get angry. That's the bad.
I
hey.
can't believe you. So disappointed right now.
Now I don't remember what I was talking about.
Good.
Doom. So the demon thing, demon uprising and all that. I mean, yeah. Like I'm not a real religious guy, but I don't really talk about my religion because I make people quit their faith, and I don't want to do that. Anyway, so oh, that guy's just. Where you going, buddy? Oh, he found me. The demon thing, though, I've always hoped that happens, just because if, like, say the Bible is true and all that, like it says in Revelation that Jesus is going to come out with like out on a horse and call out the 144,000, which, by the way, are already dead, sitting in Abraham's bosom, according to the Bible, which means there's only 144,000 that are worthy of waiting for Judgment Day. Anyway, been a lot of people, but I do. I want him to come down. I want to be like, Andy, hey, it's time, man. Here's your suit of God armor and a fire sword Michael used to hold or something. But yes, like that's my dream. But it's not gonna happen. New Twilight Zone had an episode where the octopus ended up taking over the world in a matter of about an hour. That's funny.
Yo, I don't know about an octopus, but you know, a jellyfish never dies of old age.
Yeah, it just rebirths itself.
There's got to be some evolutionary stuff going on there.
Well, the evolutionary theory says you either have to become immortal or reproduce. So
I believe jellyfish also reproduce, don't they? Like, I mean, there's
I don't think
more
so.
of them.
I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I think they just, I mean, they're asexual, right? So they just make themselves again. Oh, can't believe he moved like an
Is
inch.
that still reproducing though, isn't
But they don't. There's nothing else. There's nothing new. Like it just, if it ever dies, it just remakes itself.
it? So if you just clone yourself, it's not reproducing. It's just
Essentially, yeah. What?
purple.
There we go. In the face. I didn't mean to let go. So, The Twilight Zone is one of my favorite shows of all time, old and new. I've not seen every episode. One, I used to watch it with my dad, but two, it's just like some of the ideas in it are so cool.
Anybody else up in here fixing to come eat my face off?
And I think Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix has an episode like that where it's like yogurt culture.
Yogurt culture, huh?
Yeah, which is a really great play on words, right? It's culture. Anyway, it's like becomes hyper intelligent, and it's like we can save humans, and then they like eventually like become the last possible hope humans have of not screwing stuff up. And so they do it, and they say, all right, we'll fix your economy if you'll give us Ohio or something. And so they like culture.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, and so it's pretty good. And then eventually they're like, humans are dumb, and they just leave the planet together.
Hey, have you read the shotgun schematic? You know,
I do not know. I'm not really worried about it though. I don't know if I'll even use guns. Oh, I need to eat though. Holy crap!
well, it might be convenient if you can build them.
I mean, whatever. I guess I need to go back to the house because I'm dying and thirsting to death.
I'm about to run out of space, so I'll be heading back there in a moment.
Yeah, super cool show though. My favorite episode actually of any show ever. Mostly because I don't get scared at like I don't know, movies like Friday the 13th or the Mega Shark thing or whatever. Like I don't care about any of that. But if I watch something that is realistic, like possible even, then it'll scare me. So one of the things that scared me in the Twilight Zone was this guy wakes up and he's like in a hospital, and they're like, you know, probably telling him, you know, you were in an accident or something, but all he's hearing is seatbelt, car malfunction, fuzzy. And he's like, what? And then they look at him like, what? And he gets really freaked out, and then the guy holds his finger up, and he understands that. He's like, okay, I understand that. So then the guy leaves and he comes back with like 17 more doctors. And they're like looking at him. He's trying to talk to him and he keeps coming out like line number 613, public zombie come from. And they're like, what? And they're like fascinated and he gets freaked out and he tries to leave and he goes to get in the car. He steals a car. And, this is like the old black and white Twilight Zone. And he steals a car and it doesn't say anything on the dash that we're used to. I can't think of like the old cars. God, and I am old. So it doesn't say like miles per hour or mph. It'll say like it'd be like like asterisk pound sign 9 and all this stuff. So really, what it was that like his brain. Well, you don't know, right? It was either his brain went haywire or he woke up in a place where the words were the same, but they all meant something different completely. And I just always thought that was horrifying. Super cool, but horrifying. I don't know, I just always found that stuff cool. Have you seen the movie Moon with Sam Rockwell? No, I have not. Which is odd. I've seen a lot of those. I need to make a campfire.
That's a good idea. I like it.
So that I can make some food.
Okay, so in the food box, since you're fixing to be in here, are some schematics that I would like you to read.
You say so, dear.
Thank you, thank you.
227. Like John Carter. Hell. Forgot the daggum cooking pot. Now I gotta dig out wherever it is.
It's in the very... Yeah.
We're making 10 more. We need more eggs. What we need.
Okay. We also can't stay here tonight because it's against the rules.
True.
Do you want me to work on eggs and you work on finding us another place to be, and
I mean, we can do that, yeah.
then we can work on moving stuff? I'll go wander around and look at the ground.
We must have been the two people.
You gotta read all of it.
He said, Rufus, we must have been the two people that liked it. And Rufus says, it's good. So, yeah, we should watch that. Moon. Okay, you're just running out in the woods?
Yep. Looking for eggs.
No.
Oh, there's a pig there. Oh my gosh. You can live today, pig. We already need more eggs because we have more meat than we have eggs.
So I don't really want to stay in this town again. So I'm going to be really silly and go build us a little base.
Oh. Okay. I'm not doing great with the eggs.
It's cool.
Finding some feathers, though.
That's good. You look that way. I think I'm going to go build right by the road.
Oh, I got some eggs. Not many, but I got some.
Will it be a good base? No. But it will be a base.
I am so not smart.
I think you're smart.
Die, zombie, die! I very much wish they would stop making noises when they were dead so that you knew that they were dead and not, coming back to get you.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
I guess that's... Ooh, I got 6 eggs altogether. Ooh, and a gas barrel.
Cool.
That's all of our conspiracy theories for the day.
I mean, it doesn't have to be, but...
Are you kidding me? I killed her with my axe. That's nice.
I'm not going to put a roof on this. I need one, really. I need one more frame. That's what we've been reduced to here.
So I kind of want to go get that drop, but I don't have a bike, so I'm going to search for nests on my way back to my bike, and then I'll go get the drop.
Okay.
Since I ended up out here with a bunch of zombies trying to eat me.
Yeah.
So next week, we're thinking about going down the road of tick-borne illnesses.
That's what it sounds like.
I am down. Down to clown.
Found a clown, she says.
I think I was walking towards your bike this whole time.
Oh. Gonna go ahead and fix the road up a bit. Not the road, the floor. For anybody that doesn't know, you can do this and it will rearrange the existing blocks.
It'll rearrange the ground.
It does. That's exactly what it does, yeah. It'll level it all out if it's the same block height originally. Playing a random map called China Virus 19.
That's great.
It's pretty good. That's fantastic. Oh, you fell so far.
I need a band-aid. Again. I've used so many band-aids today. How do I always fall off of mountains?
Well, there's this thing called gravity.
It's a video game. First of all, I just want to throw that out there. Second of all, you want to go climb Mount Everest with me?
I would. I'm afraid of heights, but I would.
I am terrified of heights. I mean, I'd be fine unless I look down. It's also very cold up there.
Yeah, that'd be your biggest issue.
Stop it! I'm gonna shoot you in the head. Or the arm. That's cool too.
In the head and the arm. So, I'm thinking if we get into these history ones, like, I don't know, we might have to get into Hitler. Just saying.
I'm not saying I don't like history. I'm just saying most of it's boring.
The Toothy being the go-to now. So, I don't really care either way on the side here.
Oh my goodness!
Hey, you got a full sniper rifle. But this right here, having an entrance, absolutely love it.
Oh, today is my lucky day. I feel so... I'd like to thank my supporters.
Like you won an award, huh?
My family.
I feel like we have a hammer somewhere.
I don't know if we do or not.
I don't think it's in this base, but I think it's in one of the old bases.
Why would we leave a hammer behind? That's just dumb.
Well, we were bringing it with us for a while, but we do only play this once every week, so this particular map. Gave up on the eggs, did you?
What eggs? No, I went to get the drop, remember?
Oh, I didn't even know you went to get a drop, so... No, I don't remember.
We talked about this.
I've been building.
We talked about it before you started building.
You just said that you only had like 6 eggs. I have no memory about that. At least not short term. So what are y'all's favorite conspiracy theories? We talked about the Lyme thing and all that, but or not Lyme exactly, but the tick-borne illnesses, which I am intrigued.
Yo, tick-borne illnesses are scary. Like really scary. Do you know how many ticks I get bit by every year? The kids, the animals, the dogs.
Did I just not put... Damn it. I just missed like a whole section. Sorry. I just realized I did that.
Not again. Not today, Satan.
I've been meaning to test this, but haven't yet. As you upgrade the block, it takes additional wood, but does it increase the hit points? Like when you take it up to 50%, is it more hit points to break? No, it does not. So, like, I'll get this one up one. So it's 171, and then if I get it up to 50%, it still goes down to 171. But it does keep your... Like, if the zombies are hitting it while you're upgrading it, it will keep your, like, how much you've upgraded. So, like, I'll do it here, hit it, 171, repair, and then I go back, and it's already at 75 and 100. I feel like there's some things in this game that they thought out really well up front, and there are some things in this game that they really didn't.
You know what I think they had some seriously poor execution on in this game?
What's that? Updates?
Updates.
Well, it was a different company that got bought out, so...
Well, maybe the original company shouldn't have gone bankrupt. Just saying.
I mean, I agree.
I think at some point I might have traded you bikes. Have you made chests yet?
No. In fact, you're here just in time to not do any work. Imagine that. Just kidding. I mean, you are actually here just in time to do no work, but...
Rude.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Chicken.
I don't know where to put the chests. Up there? Good talk.
It's alright, I'm beating a chicken with an axe. Yes! I killed a chicken with an axe.
I got a sniper rifle. Found chicka wow wow.
Killing bears with a Vespa. Yes, we did. You go with the wedge tip and pole base. Yeah, so Rufus, we do that one primarily, and that's pretty much our favorite base. And I mean, usually that's what I still do, but then I add in that one entrance. It's just so useful. Oh hey,
All right. I am no longer using a bow.
full auto, huh?
Yep. Because I got a sniper rifle.
I mean, it is better.
Boom, baby.
It is better. My horde zombie gore blocks disappear before I loot them. Oh, we had that happen on the castle series, and somebody pointed out to us because eventually they just stopped spawning altogether. But somebody pointed out to us that we weren't cleaning them up fast enough, or like enough, because we would leave them when we went out on adventures. I don't know if that's at all relevant to you, but that's the issue we had with it.
Well, also, I think if the bodies stack on top of each other, the weight or whatever breaks them. I think that was a thing too. So like
Yeah.
if they pile up right outside your door or whatever.
Yeah, that one did happen. But if they're going before you can loot them, though, like if that's all the time, that sucks. Oh, they glitch in the ground or something? That does happen a lot, actually, to us, too.
That's frustrating.
Yeah, it is. It's funny, y'all are sitting here talking to us, and our analytics show that you're not here. It's funny. I find that amusing.
So, would you please
No, I love you. I'm just kidding. What do you need?
combine all those pistols for me? I mean, I guess we can take them with us. I just figured it'd be easier to not carry them.
No, we should combine everything because we need to probably leave the thing inside the bikes or something. Yes, I will.
I haven't found that schematic yet.
80% are doing that? Oh my goodness, that's terrible.
That is pretty terrible.
That sucks, man. Sorry you're having to deal with that. One of the other things we found that does cause a lot of glitches is if we have too many save files going.
Yeah.
It crashes the game. We get weird stuff happen. Sometimes it won't let Lee log in because she's player 2 when we play this for some reason. I don't actually know why that is.
Because you always open the game.
That's how it started, I guess, because we have to do it that way or else it won't. Like, we can't access this game. We'd have to start the new series on yours. When you get a bunch of clubbing in the same spot, you bust up ones you haven't looted while killing the others. Oh, here's another thing. Are you using a shotgun? And I say that because the shotgun does ridiculous block damage. Oh, you're out of here. And that ridiculous block damage will tear up a ground. It'll tear up the zombie gore blocks, like, and they call it the trench sweeper for a reason. The Germans tried to say it was a war crime in World War One. The shotgun.
Do you want an AK?
Yeah, I can use guns in this series, so it's fine.
All right, it is in the middle box for you.
Unless you want it.
No, I've got my sniper rifle. I'm happy.
Okay, so middle box. I'll take the AK, and I'll give you that. Do you have all the ammo?
Yeah, it all came out. You need the. What do you need? I don't remember.
The long bullets.
Oh,
There's your pistol
you can
back.
have half.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah. And now our views are showing again. Man, it's so dumb.
It is.
I don't ever use the Spy Club. You want the Spy Club? It's better than what you have, actually, even at 32.
No, it's fine. I probably won't use it hardly at all now that I've got
I'm
mine.
scrapping it. Oh, hurt me a little, but I'm scrapping it.
All right. I'm going to put some stuff in this. Oh, this is so frustrating having to move every night. Just saying.
Well, we should pack lighter. So, also, I didn't sell any of the oil to the trader, which I meant to. So, or the shotgun shells. I don't know, man. I don't know. You're thinking when the wedge tips lower the ground near where I placed them. Oh, that could be. Arrows and club, mostly arrows. Yeah, that shouldn't be doing that at all. Arrows are terrible on block damage. You know what? I say we bring our forge, our cooking pots, meat and stuff. We're not using any of this. Like, we can sell this. This will sell for a lot. But we don't need that. We might take these because we'll make more med kits or whatever. But we sold a bunch. Take the money, just take stuff that sells and things we need for, like, cause we're not ever gonna use this lead.
Okay.
That was for these, but I can make another one later if we just need more leather. I mean, look how much leather we have. We have cloth and leather. Like, I just don't see a reason to take most of this stuff.
I mean, you're right. Yeah.
Take that.
Well, let's
for reinforcing.
take. We can go to the trader tomorrow and sell a bunch of stuff too, if you want.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know of another thing that would happen with this except for just the game itself is starting to glitch on you, which is, again, really common, sadly.
What about brass? Should we just leave the brass behind here?
Yeah. I mean, unless we're going to sell it. It'll sell for so much per 5 or 10 or something.
We can sell it. Actually, it's a lot of lead. We can sell it too.
Yeah, okay. Eggs, canned food. Let's put the fat in there. Middle, any gun parts or ammo. I'm keeping that ammo because I have a gun.
So, since we have a little bit of time tonight before it gets dark, do we want to, whatever's going to the trader, we can go ahead and put it in our bikes, and that way it's already ready to go to the trader?
Yeah, we can do that.
Get organized and go from there.
Yeah, we don't need that either.
I'm so unorganized.
Yeah, I don't see anything else. I mean, I've got everything I need to take. Oh, you know, I know a lot of conspiracy theory stuff, and just stuff that's not even conspiracy theories anymore. It's just things people forgot about. Thinking I need a couple of rows of solid blocks surrounding my horde base for them to rest on. Well, now we did that with our castle series. Because the whole floor was made of cobblestone all the way around, and the castle sat on top of the horde base. There was columns everywhere. That was probably my favorite series we've done. I really don't know. Kind of want to figure out a way to test that, but I don't. We'd actually have to have zombies come at us while we're in a base. Like it would do it here if it was going to do it. Because when they land on top of each other, yes, they blow up. If you use a shotgun, they blow up. But you're using a club. The club can break the blocks, but it takes like 5 hits. I just can't imagine the club's going to be tearing up 80% of your core blocks. This makes no sense. Yeah, I just don't see it. I think you got a glitch, man. I think you got a glitch in the Matrix. I don't know of anything else that would... If they go in the ground, that's a glitch. And I would definitely agree that if the ground level thing is all janky like it does sometimes, it's like halfway up or 3/4 of the way up, that for sure messes with things. I've seen that happen a lot. But if you did level the ground off, that would fix that part. One of the hardest things to do, especially on Horde Nights, is to keep up with your looting while you're having to kill stuff. So falling on top of other gore blocks is a thing. I've also seen it where when the gore block goes like up, and it'll, it like tries to stay like a block higher than it should. Like it got snagged on like the next block up. It's like you can build on the edge of trees and stuff, even though there's nothing under it. I've seen that also make them like shove into the ground, but that's pretty rare. I really just don't know what else to consider on that, other than this game's glitchy as all hell. So strange ordeal. I don't know.
Yeah, we did a terrible job of combining all this stuff before we moved it.
I was in charge of pistols.
There was a bunch of stuff in the bikes that didn't get moved.
Was it pistol stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
Some of it, yeah. Not all of it, though.
Yeah. Let's see. Get some goldenrod. Make some stuffy stuffs next time we go. Get all these rocks. So here's a shameless plug. It's not published yet, but I wrote a book. Anyway, I wrote a bunch of books actually, but only one is being published so far. But I have this idea to write another book about a YouTube president that's a redneck. I heard a zombie. Still hear a zombie. I'm curious what y'all think about that. Default classic zombies. You can't find time to experiment. Yeah, it's hard to experiment. Especially when you get going, like, you know, you only got so much time in the day and you're trying to get stuff done. And then you're like, oh crap, I should have done that then. Now it's too late. Yeah. all our how-to videos, like I just made it a point to specifically do those things because that's the only way I was ever going to figure out how to get it done. It was a very strange ordeal. How not as organized as I thought I was when I made those two. I was like, I wrote it all down, I had it all figured out. This is how things go. I gotta wait for stuff to grow, and then I forgot to do half the stuff up front, and then on top of that, like, the mushrooms took forever to grow. Forever. Like, the trees grew, and then the trees turned white, which was really strange. So anyway, never seen that before. Thought maybe it was the type of tree, but we cut down trees since then, and they didn't do it. I don't know. Weird, man. Just weird.
Very weird.
Oh, I never finished the whole Pyramid Anunnaki thing. Amen-Ra, right? So, you know what his name translates to?
What?
Child.
Really?
Yep. I mean, that's through a whole bunch of different translations, like, throughout the times, right? As we get more and more modern. Just throwing it out there.
Interesting.
Yep. And the Rothschilds were prominent in Nazi Germany. Before Nazi Germany, but they're Jewish, right? So... then we have obviously the Holocaust, right? The final solution, bullcrap, and all that, and that all that evil. But then the Rothschilds are also the head of the Freemasons. Imagine that.
Not to interrupt, but is either one of us going to use a
Not to interrupt, but I'm going to interrupt you.
hunting rifle? Do you want to use that?
I don't think I'll ever complete a full, but no,
Shotgun?
no,
44?
no. Ooh. I don't have any ammo for the 44, but I do like the 44. It's probably my favorite gun.
Do you want me to keep it then?
Yeah. I don't know. I just like to feel like Dirty Harry. See, I don't remember what I was talking about now.
Okay. Next time I'll just make decisions on my own.
Do you remember what I was talking about? I'm asking.
But you were back on the Anunnaki thing. That's all I can tell you.
Rothschilds? Pyramids for the Anunnaki. Trying to walk myself back through this. Overalls.
Alright. So, we have 3 cooking pots in the food box. So I'm going to sell the other 34.
Do they sell well? Might be better for iron, but we have a lot of iron, so.
I'm also going to sell all these electrical parts, the paper, the gunpowder, mechanical parts.
Oh, I remember now.
Go ahead.
So, Anunnaki thing, Rothschilds, Hitler. The whole like ideology comes from Dietrich Eckart, which no one talks about for some reason, even though he's the one that groomed Hitler to be Hitler. If you don't know this, Hitler was actually spying on the Nazi Party before they were the Nazi Party, and then he ended up liking what they said. And because Hitler was actually a World War I hero, earned the Iron Cross, all that stuff, and got on a table, starts orating because that's what he did. Right? He's a great speaker, and Dietrich Eckart was there and takes him in. He's like, "Hey, you should be part of our party and lead us and blah blah blah." So that's what happens. And turns out that all of those things that the Nazis believed about the Germans being like superior and all that was because they thought they were part of an ancient chosen people from the Atlanteans, which also goes into the Anunnaki.
Wow.
It's weird how much it comes together, right?
Oh, you have a whole bunch of stuff in your inventory. That's why I can't find any of the money.
Oh, yes, I do have the money. Yeah. You said to grab the stuff we needed for the trader, right? So that's just what I did.
Okay. Well, I put trader stuff in the bikes, so we have downsized a lot.
So entity damage with the bone, stone arrows 18, iron 24, and you think steel and flaming are about 28. Haven't seen what to do. Upping archery. So I have upped archery in, I think, our other playthrough. Yeah, it's really high. And we looked, right? Because it says plus 10% damage.
Come inside the top.
And thank you. And the thing is, we looked at this. In fact, what's your archery skill? We can maybe even show this now because I think you brought your bow. So yours is 16. Yours is, like, click on archery. Yours is plus 9%. So we should have less with the level 600 bow, right? So let's put your bow in here. I thought I saw your bow in here. Maybe that's the last place. Oh, no, it is there. So if you'll grab your bow, let's both make a new bow and, like, combine them, right, to make, like, repair them.
Okay.
So they're full strength or whatever. I'll get mine out the way. And then, so you're level 16, okay? So don't like do it. So now go to your bow that you combined, the fully upgraded one, and a triangle. Yeah. So see, they're both 22.5.
What is yours on?
22.5.
No.
Oh, 20. So I have 4 higher levels. It should be slightly different, but it's not. At least on that. Now, maybe if it actually does the damage it does, I don't know.
Right. I don't know.
I don't either.
So strange.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Really, I mean.
Oh.
So you're not using the bow ever again?
No, I'm done with the bow. Do you
Okay.
want this one? Or should I just scrap it?
You can scrap it. It's fine. I'm just looking at what I can sell.
Gotcha.
Brass. I think I'll scrap the iron.
So the only thing that we have that's using 9 is the pistol. Should we sell all of this extra ammo?
Are you not going to use the SMG later?
I mean, probably not.
I would keep it and just blow everything away.
Okay. All right. This whole stack of stuff down here at the bottom, I would like you to combine.
Okay. Oh, there's a few things I should probably put in here before I go sell it. Those actually don't sell too bad. Put these eggs in there.
Combine those wrenches with your wrench.
Oh, okay. I thought they were for you.
No. I can combine wrenches. I just can't take the pistol apart.
That makes sense. That makes more sense, yeah. It's dumb that you can't take the pistol apart. I feel like almost anybody could take a pistol apart. Just throwing that out there.
I feel like that's normally the first schematic that you find.
Not you.
And
not
I'm
this
pretty
time.
sure the only ones that I haven't found is that and the sniper rifle. Actually, I have found the sniper rifle.
And
which means I can put that in here.
Yep, and your stuff's in there too. Arrows are cheap. Yes, sir, they are. We like our cheap arrows, or I do. I actually like using the bow and arrow. It's more fun to me. Zombies move kind of slow, so it's kind of fun to use it. And then also, I don't know, like the Magnum I like because it's only got 6 rounds, so you got to be pretty accurate. But it's just fun. I like to be like, do you feel lucky, Paul? Like I really like being Dirty Harry, man. And I really like that there was an achievement in this for that too that was related. I think it says Lucky Punk or something was the name of it. That achievement. That was one of the times you were like, why do you always get achievements?
I don't know. But yeah, if you're player 2, you don't get any achievements no matter what you do. I think it's stupid.
It is kind of dumb. But I mean, you know.
It hurts my feelings because I'm always player 2. How's your pickaxe? I'm going to make us both a pickaxe.
Okay.
No, if we have enough iron, we may not have enough.
You got enough for one, but what we can do, because we're just sitting here and it's pretty early, let me find the
Oh, the forge?
Yeah.
I'll get out of the way.
Oh,
I don't really
man.
know where to go.
But I did. Hold on. I can undo that.
So go ahead and make the one that I have enough for.
Yeah, go ahead. And that. And I'll put that down. And we'll put it right there.
So we need 18 more.
18? Okay. Well, we'll just...
I mean, if you can... If you want to go ahead and make it all into forged iron so that it'll stack.
We'll see what we can do, right? Before we have to leave.
Well, we're going to go to the trader in the morning, and then we'll come back here. So it can keep going while we're going to the trader.
That's true. There's no use for coal. Coal is actually really good to keep for this purpose.
Fuel?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I brought it. Alright. Go ahead and figure out which trader we're going to.
Is there actually dog days?
Dog days.
So, I'm guessing you mean like where we just get crap tons of dogs. We have had those, yes. In fact, one of our early seasons, we have like 16 dogs in like 10 minutes. And then here recently, we had one that was like 9 or 10 dogs in like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think sometimes they travel in packs. And part of it, too, is your location. Like, they're more likely to show up in the burnt forest and the dead zone.
Hub cities.
Hub cities, yeah.
God, the Hub City. God. Man, the apartment was a lot of fun for that, but I don't know. Once we had the apartment built, it was kind of like, okay, so then we tore it down and made it into something else. And I'm like, okay. I didn't really have anything else to do.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I think we should do one where we build a base in each biome. And then, yes, you can have one in the snow place.
So we could do that. In fact, we could even do that in our other series too, where we're doing kind of the house flipper thing. We just make it part of that POIs.
Well, that one, though, we're just converting POIs. Like, I want to build an actual base in each one.
Okay. Random or scheduled? I would say it's random. I'd say it also probably gets more frequent when you get higher in game stage, meaning you're, farther along in the days and stuff.
I need to eat.
Oh, I probably do too. Yeah, I'm not nearly as bad as you, but I've heard every 5th day. Interesting. I have not heard that. We should pay attention. Today's the 5th day. Let's see if we get dogs.
I don't think I've seen a dog at all on this.
Not so far. And we've been to 2 towns?
Yeah. But it is also only day 10, so we have time.
Yeah.
Now, the 10,000 Zombie series was a lot of dogs and a lot of bears. We had a lot of bears.
Oh, we had so many. We got 3 bears at the same time once in that series. I thought it was a great series. That was a lot of fun.
It was. But with that one, too, like, we did the Screamer Farm thing. We just had, like, everything going all at once.
Yeah, we did.
It was great.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Campfire. Right on top of the forge. And I'm going to make more bacon and eggs. So I need how much? I forgot the cooking pots again.
No, you didn't. They're in the food box.
I know, but I've already started the fire, and I'm too lazy to turn it back off. So now I feel like I need to rush to make sure I get there in time.
In time for what?
So I don't, waste any fuel. I'm a silly goose. We'll just go with that.
Okay.
You're a dumbass. That's what you are. Didn't even refute it. You just let it happen.
Well, I mean, if you're going to keep saying it, I'm going to stop arguing it at some point.
Number goes up as the level grows. I've noticed it always 2 days before. Oh, okay. I was scouting a map we were looking at, and we did end up playing it. So I had level 500 and 600 guns and stuff. And as I drove through, I was getting ferals and bears and dogs and everything, and it didn't matter where I went. So I wonder if in this version the game stage has anything to do with the level of your stuff. Obviously the bow doesn't matter because we very often have level 600 bows. We've only seen one zombear and you bravely ran away. Yep.
That's the smart thing to do. Just saying.
Yep.
As far as the danger of the bears, I don't think the zombie bears are any more dangerous than the regular bears. They will all eat you quickly.
I have noticed the infection though. You do get the infection from the bear. If you you're gonna survive it anyway, but
right.
Once it starts hitting you, you get 2 shots and you're done.
How is it that I have a sniper rifle and there's no freaking zombies? What the crap, yo?
I'll go find you some.
Go find me some zombies. You're so funny. Maybe take your bite? We have a forge going and everything.
We do. Oh yeah, we got a day 2 zombie not too long ago.
A day 2 zombie?
Screamer, I mean. Day 2 screamer.
Oh.
How am I undetected?
No. You think we've been playing too long and we need to reload?
Perhaps we do. At least we could. Let me get parked back in there and we can reload it real quick. This happens sometimes too, and this is probably more of an issue with the fact that we play dual screen or split screen.
Yeah.
But it does crash sometimes for that, and then we also get the zombies just stop spawning. Happens a lot, actually. The stopping spawning thing's not as bad, but
that was only really bad in the Castle series.
Yeah, but we got lazy and stopped, cleaning up zombies. Get us a look at that woman holding a rifle. So I'll do it when we come back, if she'll pull out the rifle.
I believe I'm still holding it because I was looking for something to snipe. There was no zombies.
Oh, I hate the screen tearing when you first start. Oh, so much better when we're split screen.
Our TV's too big.
Yeah. Where
are you? Boom, boom.
There she is.
Let's go see if we can find some zombies now. I had to parkour up the side of the building to get to the top.
Well, that's kind of cool.
I still don't see any zombies. Can I walk across this? Oh, I can. Nice.
Oh, I fell down. You can't crawl across it. On the All Alone map, I found a well bunker off in nowhere at night. Got off the bike and heard Chewbacca yell, so I jumped back on and proudly ran.
Hey, sometimes that's the only way to stay alive.
Sure is.
Just whatever you do, don't accidentally hit a parked car while you're running from a horde of zombies. You will get stuck and you will die.
That was a fun short. Like one of my first shorts I ever made, I think.
Can I shoot out a window?
Nice.
I'm just wasting ammo. I should probably not be doing that.
Yeah. You know.
I could shoot you.
I know you're a bad aim. I am too, because we have joysticks.
Oh, hey. Do you want your pickaxe?
Sure. Thank you.
You're welcome. It actually made faster than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, they take 2 or 3 minutes.
Zombie!
Yeah, we haven't got any zombies yet from this, so that's unfortunate. Usually they just kind of spawn up when you reload.
Yo, if we were trying to do something, though.
Right? Yeah.
Maybe they're sleeping.
Maybe. Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe that's how the zombie virus starts.
I think that's the mascara that I use is Maybelline.
Oh, really?
I think so. You're funny.
Do I look like the barrel?
Yes. I can't tell which one is which.
It's the same picture.
Do I have any skill points? 5. 5 ain't nothing.
Oh, I got 20. Well, I don't know what to do. Let's see what kind of weapon stuff I got. To make archery better, but it doesn't do anything, so I don't want to do that. I guess
it does make your aim a little bit better the more points you have in it.
I'm already amazing, so I don't know what to do. Oh yeah, the zoom. I forgot about this. I keep forgetting about the zoom.
What's a zoom? What?
So, on your sniper rifle, so like zoom in, like hold the zoom thing, and now hit up on the directional pad.
Wow.
And then hit up again. Yeah, it goes back and forth.
Up and down.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, Rick taught us that last time. I had no idea either.
Oh, where are the zombies?
Yeah. I guess I'm just going to go into help.
Did I just hear a zombie?
No, it was me getting a skill point.
Boo. You're killing me, Smalls. It's almost 4 o'clock, though. What time does the trader open?
6, I think. So I think I'm just going to go, like, that way. Until, you know.
What if you die?
Then I die. I'm just looking. Oh, look at that. That's what I came for. 6 eggs. 8 eggs. Oh. See? It's already paying off. That won't. There's a dead zombie. Random. There's water.
Maybe that's why we're not getting any zombies. They're killing themselves trying to get up the hill.
Maybe. Now, if there was only... Ugh, stupid little heart thing is in the way. Hate that thing. I mean, that's why I just write YouTube. Like, 1, stop shadow banning. 2, remove the heart. Or move it somewhere.
Yeah, I don't want to remove it. Because then you can't, like, heart comments and stuff. I mean, I guess you could just type that you like the comment.
You could.
I recently learned that you can react to text messages.
Yeah, you showed me. That was funny. I don't know. I didn't know that either. People do it, and I'm like, sorcery. And then...
Well, that's why I looked, because somebody else did it. And I was like, what? How'd you do that? That ain't fair.
Oh, there it is. If there was only a clock tower, that would be sweet. Polytrunk, yeah. So, like, one of the things that we were going to do in the Castle series was make, like, a town with a clock tower the best we could, but when the zombies stopped spawning for, like, 3 episodes in a row or whatever it was, like, we just decided it was time to move on. That was sad. I really hated quitting that series. I enjoyed that one a lot.
Oh my goodness. This bike is like out of gas.
I have the I'm Sexy and I Know It song stuck in my head, but not that part. It's just the girl, look at my body.
Girl, look at my body.
Yeah, that over and over and over again in my brain.
You know what that's a sign of, right?
I do not.
It's time to go clubbing.
I personally never will go clubbing.
That means that if I go, I have to go without you.
That's fine. Are you just driving, or are you going to a trader?
I'm going towards the trader, but I'm taking the road and seeing where it goes and gonna loot some stuff along the way because it's kind of early.
Gotcha.
Some cars and whatnots.
Cars and whatnots.
Yes. I seen something moving.
Hopefully
You
we'll...
have all the money though, so.
Oh, I'm coming. Hopefully we do get some updates.
A
Zombies.
zombie! Oh man, it's really hard to. Bam!
Hopefully we'll get something on the update soon. We haven't. We need an update on the update.
Whoa, she had a bunch of ammo.
Nice. Very nice.
Gotta come back from my bike. I just walked away from it.
That's the thing. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just following this road.
I don't know if this road is gonna take us towards the trader or not.
I don't either, because I don't even know where it is. I've next used the arrow slit, but I've got...
It's taking us away from the trader.
Could build a third base. All alone map. I'm liking that map quite a bit. We liked that map a lot. It was a good map. Had a lot of bases. If I remember right, it had like nicely added water. They did say this year, but last year they said it would be in Q4 of that year. Like, I don't know.
From what I understand, they're chronically bad about giving a date before they're ready and then they're not done on time.
Yeah. The last press thing they did, they put out some gameplay footage from PlayStation 5, which is what we play on. So that was exciting. The problem was that...
Ooh, 7 repair kits.
Oh, nice. What I understand, anyway, is that they're having trouble getting it to stay functioning and not crashing and stuff. And that's what's the holdup, is functionality issues. I don't know if that's right or not, but that's what I heard, what I read. Hopefully that, you know, is the case, to be honest. That way, you know, something's got to be holding it up. So if that is what's holding it up, then we at least will know that hopefully it'll work better when we do get it, right?
There's something in sight.
Yeah. And that it'll work well.
I think I'm driving towards the trader that you went to yesterday.
Oh, that's fine. The stuff I have is all the crap I forgot to sell to him anyway.
Okay, that works. I have a bunch of stuff in bikes.
I just really hope it has the split screen, but if not, we got a plan for that, we think. It's a matter of if we can afford it or not. Graphics don't bug you at all. Yeah, they don't bug me either. I mean, it's just like the gameplay's fun. So you've played 21 then? Or just watching it? I'm just curious. Like, we've watched quite a bit. We're kind of torn sometimes. Like it'd be nice to have all the stuff to do, such as, you know, trader missions and all that. But on the same token, you lose this.
I don't think I want to go through all that water.
Like, the learn by doing system is pretty awesome. It's always been one of my favorite things in games. That's what I loved about Skyrim and Oblivion. Now, Oblivion's leveling system, or like difficulty system, was god awful. If they optimized this version, you'd be happy. I probably would too, honestly. Give it a facelift, leave everything alone except for the maybe the graphics. Well, 3 nests right next to each other. Maybe leave everything alone except the graphics, and 4 nests next to each other. Wow. Just get rid of some of the glitchy stuff, add a couple vehicles, maybe some weapons. That'd be pretty awesome. Yeah, traps, turrets. You'd be interested in additional... Yeah, same thing, yeah. Optional quests, electricity stuff. I agree completely. I think just put that cool stuff in there and then leave the rest of the game alone would be awesome.
Right. I'm torn on the traps, though. Like, I'm fine with the traps if you get credit for killing the zombies with them.
And experience, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's very painful to, like, do all that work to build the traps. Like, there are so many base ideas that I have just totally abandoned because they were based on traps and, like, being efficient and all that, and then you can't use them because you lose all that experience. And there's no better way to level in this game to kill zombies. Hey, Mad Bull.
Stranger, I've got the best deals in the game.
I wish the pathing, like if it was this one with a facelift, the pathing would be a big one for me too.
Yeah. I don't think I liked the reading the book system thing. You lose so much control over what you're able to do that way.
Right. Well, I'm kind of a realist myself, so a big thing for me with the book thing is I learn by doing. Like that's
Yeah.
more of a real life thing.
The new Navezgane is better. Even if they just started there, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're gonna add this other stuff, like to the random gen, but right now it'll be crap, blah blah blah, that'd be fine. Well, that's taking forever. I use the fast finger.
Some new POIs wouldn't hurt, I guess.
Yeah, we only got like 6 in this one, right?
Eh.
6 worth going in most of the time.
You won't take any more brass?
I
don't have
did.
any brass. I thought I did.
You just sell the trophies.
I thought we weren't doing book bags.
It won't buy them anyway. I did not look to see what he had to buy, but yeah. Oh, what we're playing on right now? This one... No, this one is the Vagabond with a capital V map, random gen. Our Can You Survive in This POI series is on Navezgane, though. The one that's the Crap Shack right now.
We haven't done Navezgane in a long time until that one, though. Been a minute.
So due south of the trader we went to in the Crap Shack one, yeah. So that one, we actually talked about that when we saw your comment before, Rick, and we were like, you know what? That would be pretty cool. We should do that. So that is on the agenda. We got to do the booby trap in that one. We got to do, well, everything, really. So
I kind of want to wait on the booby trap. I'm torn on that.
if it wasn't so far away in that map, it'd be better to, like, I know, right? You just got to keep hitting that button so much to get that leveling. I mean, you could just max it out, but then you don't get all the levels.
Yeah. My finger's so tired.
One thing I do know, though, about the Navezgane cave that has the cement mixer that you mentioned, we were there in another playthrough once, and we were messing around getting stuff out of the rocks, because you can dig around and get nitrate out of some of the sidewalls. And when we were doing that, the whole cave fell in. So we gotta be careful on that.
So the stuff that he wouldn't buy, because there's not a full stack of it, I'm just going to drop it.
That's what I did.
Oh my goodness. Like all of my fingers are getting tired.
All of my fingers. I'm curious what the next thing is.
I'll come back now.
The next big thing. I was curious. Well, I was looking the other day at this old theory that I'd come across a long time ago. Not my idea, by the way. Just something I came across, but that's a good thing to get. You're not even using a Spiked Club, but you could. So, this old theory was the 80-year theory. You ever heard of this?
I don't guess so.
So the 80-year theory is the idea that every 80 years something ridiculous happens that changes the course of humanity in some way. And it may not end a civilization or anything, but it will change the course, right? So if you look at where we are now, 2024, what was 80 years ago?
It is 11 o'clock at night. You want me to math?
It was 1944.
Buy those 7.62 rounds.
What happened in what was happening in 1940?
Was that the Great Depression?
Just before that, but World War II.
Oh, okay.
So then,
I'm not good at history.
Well, if you go 80 years before that, you have the 1860s. What happened there?
Not a clue.
Civil War. And you go 80 years before that, you get the 1770s and 1780s.
Come back now.
What happened then? 1776, July 4th,
Okay.
Revolutionary War. And that's just in America. And you can apply this theory to several other places if you know the history well enough. So it's like this cycle of humanity, and the theory behind it is that you have the hard thing happens, right? Like, so we could take World War II as a good example. That made hard men, right? So then those hard men had weak children because they didn't want them to go through what they went through. And then so then those weak children, their children had a hard time because their parents were weak, right? And then they had to figure crap out themselves, which then the hard thing happens and they're the ones that are fit to do it. And then the cycle repeats. What's up, baby? It might be chilly. You might want a jacket or something, but yeah. I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's up to you. You probably see better going this way.
Yeah, you probably want to go this way because there's no light over on that side.
Yeah.
But if you turn on that light switch, there's a porch light out there so you don't step on a snake or something crazy.
We're 80 years, right, from World War II. Humans try to find problems when none exist. That's very accurate. It's very accurate. On the flip side of that, I would counter with, though, we ignore problems sometimes that we shouldn't.
That's true.
But I worry with this 80-year theory because if you look at what's going on right now with Texas and the border and 28 states standing with them, it worries me. Because we are at the 80-year mark.
That's true. The whole Texas border thing, like that's... I mean, I'm not to get political or anything, but I'm behind it. Like, I have absolutely nothing against people coming to this country. That's how we all got here. Well, everybody that's not native. But, like, come here the right way. That's all I want.
Yeah, we're always going to have a problem as long as, the cartels are running Mexico.
Yeah. So what do you want to do? Where are we going? What are we doing?
Well, we need to go back to our little base and get our stuff, and then I think we should just move on.
Okay, let's do it. I don't think I marked our base. I know it's somewhere near this. No, it's not. Because that red arrow is another. It's like up here somewhere.
It's at where the road branches off, yeah.
Where's my bike?
So the 5 degrees of Kevin Bacon, I have heard of that. I don't know what it is.
I know who Kevin Bacon is.
Yeah. My cousin had a mini pig named Kevin Bacon.
If I had a mini pig, I would call it Bacon Bits. Oh my god, I almost fell in a cave.
What almost happened, or did happen?
I was trying to open that little cabinet out there, so I was asleep. I was like, I bet there's a big spider. And then I tried to open it, and then I heard like a big boom, and like right next to it. And then that fan, shit spinning. Yeah, no.
Well, Grandma does have 2 cats, and there's 2 stray cats out there, so.
Well, the big boom, there's stuff out there leaned up against that cabinet and stuff, so you probably knocked something over. And the fan spins every time the wind blows.
Let me have mine.
Our problems occur every 4 years. Yeah, that sounds about right.
So I predict that being an election year, gas prices are going to drop.
They already have.
I haven't got gas in a while. I don't drive very far.
Yeah, they went from, 370 something? No, 380 something, the highest I remember this past year or two, and now they're like 250 for the cheap stuff.
Do we want to see if this guy has any ammo since we accidentally came here?
Sure. I didn't realize that's where we were at first. Oh, Trader Glitch. I don't have the thing to do it though, so I don't know that I can do it.
What thing do you need to do it?
So, you gotta loot them. You need a beaten stick, so you'll have to do it with your beaten stick, see if it works.
I don't have a...
You have
I do have a beating stick.
You have to come hit the thing you want, and then go beat him into a glow block.
What do I want? What do I want?
I don't know. You gotta think fast.
I don't know what I want.
Is this guy covered in blood or disease? Like, I guess it's blood.
Oh, he vanished right as I got to him.
Oh, dang. Well, that sucks.
I mean, I went ahead and hit the flag, because...
Yeah.
I don't know what we're going to do with the flag.
I don't
have
either,
any ammo?
We had a little. Man, you just had crap, though. God.
No 44 ammo either?
No.
Pistol book, so you can stop fixing my pistol for me?
Let me look. Is there a thing for books? We'll just do this. Oh, he does have 44 rounds. I didn't see those the last time. Na, 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 na. Oh, pistol book. It's not hardly anything.
Come again.
Sorry, my eyes itching. Man, look at my eyelashes. I'm like Big Pimpin'. Somebody took some time to get some falsies.
So since we started, brought up the 4-year thing in the elections, do y'all have any like historical or recent, whatever, just any past presidents you actually thought did a good job? I've got 2.
Oh, there's a cave. Don't fall in the cave.
No, thank you. But I'm curious if any of y'all in chat have a president you thought did a good job. I mean, I've always said keep in mind, Congress is the one that makes the laws, but the president's the face, and they do influence a lot of things. So, like a great deal of things. Actually, I kind of have 3 that I think are pretty amazing, to some degree, anyway. Thomas Jefferson and the Barbary Pirates might be my favorite thing.
So not that it's amazing, but which president was it that got stuck in the bathtub?
Was that Taft? I think it was Taft. Pretty sure, because he married his like 14-year-old niece too.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but
Yeah.
the whole getting stuck in the bathtub thing. I mean, I've done that. Not because I was fat. I had foot surgery, and I slipped, and my foot hurt too bad. I couldn't get out of the bathtub. I was stuck for a while. It was rough.
No. I took the stuff out just so we have materials to take with us.
Okay.
But I'm also making like the rest of what's in there.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take this apart so we don't forget and run out of room.
Yeah, that's not a bad plan.
Go ahead and stick it in a bike.
I think I'm going to get rid of this AK. You're welcome to take the ammo. I think I'm just going to take the Magnum instead, unless you want the Magnum.
No, go ahead.
I dig the Magnum, man. I kind of like the challenge. It's too easy with the stuff, The guy with the mean tweets. Reagan. Man, Reagan is an interesting fellow. You look at some of the stuff that went on with the war on drugs, and you're like, that was a bad plan Nixon put forth. But then on the same token, it's like, Reagan also said the, 7 worst words you could ever hear, 9 worst words, whatever, is I'm from the government and I'm here to help. It's hard to argue with that guy.
Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to use a repair kit on this bike and maybe on this one. Let me see what it's doing. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. Yeah, it probably needs it too. I did not know that little repair button was down there. I've always used the, like the hover feature thing.
Yeah.
So we got to get ready to go. I'll take these, of course. We always need duct tape. And these. I'm gonna take the coal and the iron, and the leather, and the gas. I guess the coats. I think I'll just.
There's glue in one of the bikes, so that'll stack on top of what's already in there.
Oh, I can make it into duct tape also, and then that's 3 things we don't have to take.
Okay.
There is not glue in the bike. Yes, there is glue in the bike.
I was about to say there was glue in a bike.
What else do I need?
Do we need this animal fat? Why are we carting around animal fat?
It was supposed to go to the trader.
Yeah.
Am I missing something? Where's the cloth?
I
Did you sell it?
did. Yes. Sorry.
Sorry. That's fine. Cloth's easy to come by. We had enough to make the duct tape, and so again, it gets rid of the 3 things. Right? I'm only actually keeping a stack of leather with us to make whatchamacallits. Love him or hate him, but in the last 40 years, I don't think anybody was more presidential than Reagan. The air traffic controller strike boss level. Yeah. Remember the air TC thing? You're all fired. Yeah. My unit used to transport the president until we had that one from your neck of the woods. Ugh, that guy was terrible. His wife's freaking Antichrist. Iran-Contra, yeah. The thing with the Iran thing, to be fair, historically, if you mess with America's Navy, you get wrecked. And Iran messed with America's Navy, so in 8 hours, roughly, we eliminated half of theirs. Just saying.
Isn't there a bank in this town?
You're in violation of the law. You don't show up to work tomorrow. You're terminated. Yeah. So
I'm gonna go raid the bank because we're waiting on.
we need somewhere to be. so like to live.
Well, let's stay the night in the bank, and we can break into a whole bunch of stuff.
You know where the bank is?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I sound so sure that I'm like, yeah, maybe.
Say we do the bank at night while we're doing other stuff.
Yeah, that's fine.
Did you do this popping pills?
I did not do the pop pills.
I'll let you go over there and I'll get over there in a minute.
Okay.
Oh, hey. Finally get to use it.
So,
But actually, I changed my mind. One, we don't need anything out of there, but two, I don't have the room and I don't want to deal with it, so
oh, well, there might be vitamins.
we got food. So do y'all know about the Barbary pirates and old Tommy Jefferson? Like, do y'all know this story? I'm just curious. Thomas Jefferson was a straight up badass man as a president.
I do not know the story.
Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
I went right through her mouth. That one missed. So, okay, so pre-Revolutionary War, the Barbary pirates, there were 4 main countries. There was Tripoli. Oh, I'm going to mess this up. I don't remember the other 3. Anyway, one of them was an actual independent nation, and then the other 3 were part of the Ottoman Empire, which doesn't exist after World War I, which is part of the reason the Middle East is so absolutely insane now. They have no like federalization like they used to with the Ottoman Empire, so to speak. They don't do well as independent nations. Yeah, from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. That dude was awesome. I can't think of his name, but the guy was badass. Started with a D, I think. So anyway, before that, what happened was they were a bunch of pirates. Most, like I said, mostly Ottoman Empire, and they were. What they would do is take the ships from Britain, France, Spain, whatever, which were like the head honchos of the time, and like loot their stuff, burn their ships, imprison and enslave their crew members. So what happened is all those countries decided that they were going to just pay off the Ottomans. So that's what they did. Well, we have the Revolutionary War, and we're not part of Britain anymore. So that doesn't apply to us. So the Barbary start ransacking our trade ships, which was given to them by the guy that overthrows the Pushnam guy, which is his own brother. But anyway, so he writes him a letter, and he's like, hey, man, we're not at war with you. Like, we were just, like, he writes in this letter, and they're going back and forth, and he's like, we just fought a war with England. We're a free country now. And he's like, so the guys that are so good at war, they wear red coats to battle and stand in a line. You beat them. He's like, yep, sure did. And he's like, okay, don't care. The Quran says that, we are the better people and we have the right to loot your stuff. And we're going to do that because you're infidels. And Thomas Jefferson is like, cool, screw you. And goes to Congress and he's like, hey, we need a navy. And so the Navy's literal, like when it was signed into Congress, legitimately says it was made for the purpose of hunting down and defending against pirates. It's kind of cool.
Nice.
So anyway, Thomas Jefferson does this, and there's a whole lot of really just badassery comes from this. But the Marines are made.
Badass.
It really is. The Marines are made. They're also, because of this same time and incidents, the only unit that the president has full control over without needing Congress's approval. And all that being said, anyway, this one guy was a Marine. I cannot think of his name. It starts with a D. But he finds out his brother's part of all this stuff too, right? They go to war, basically, with the pirates. And they take... These 2 brothers, the one dies, and this guy goes like apeshit, like just full on, like revenge on a rampage, whatever. He's murdering everybody. So they pull up next to this ship. He finds the guy that murdered his brother, and which was a pirate thing, right? It was probably just part of warfare, but he's pissed, and so he like pulls ship to ship, right? This is before like we have any of this technology we have now. Like you have to like physically kill people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like you got to be there, And so he doesn't wait for them to like throw the ropes and the planks and crap to get over. He just jumps into their ship and starts murdering people with his sword. And and eventually, so him and like the other Marines that are with him, they're like, "Holy crap! this guy's insane, and so they jump in the ship, and there's like 70 versus 200, and it wasn't enough Ottomans to fight them off. They murdered
Wow.
all of them. And so, and I skipped a bunch of stuff, but they have the Sultan guy's brother with them. They're like, hey, if you'll come fight with us, like we'll just put you in power. And like basically, it's really the first time. It's kind of a special ops thing, but it's like the first one ever in American history, and it's also like the first time, not the last by any means, that we took somebody out of power and put somebody else in power.
Mhm.
And anyway, so the new Pushnam guy, the brother, gives that guy his sword,
Holy balls.
which is this super ornamental thing, but it's like his personal sword that he fought with for just how impressed he was with how he fought, during all this. And that is the sword that's on the Marine Corps.
Very cool.
Yeah. But Thomas Jefferson was like, screw all of them. And the same guy, by the way, that was given the sword, he goes to these 4 countries, and he pulls this humongous navy up there with a crap ton of cannonry. And he's like, this is how shit's gonna go. He's like, either, option A, whatever. He's like, you're going to stop raiding American ships, or I'm going to take over your country.
I'm gonna mess you up.
And they're like, cool, we'll take option A. He's like, awesome, now that that's settled, like, you also are going to pay us a crap ton of money for all the stuff you stole. And so they do.
Understandable.
Yeah. I learned about this, but that's Thomas Jefferson. That's obviously there's the stuff you learn about in American history, right, with the Declaration and all, but that, like, Thomas Jefferson got pissed and bad things happened to the people that pissed him off. But again, you screw with America's ships, we don't like that very much, and so bad things happen when you do that. I learned about this old man today. God, I cannot remember names. And I drove like 8 hours today, guys. So I had a thing I had to go to for a while and come back, and it was a long ways from home. Been up since 3, so my brain's not working real well either. But anyway, this old man, he's like 78 years old when the Revolutionary War starts. And he'd already fought in the War of 1812 and like all the crap in between, all the conflicts and the rebellions and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, Stamp Act, y'all want me to pay for crap? I fought for this country, like, for you, right? And then they made him pay for it.
Yeah.
He was really pissed. So 78 years old as the redcoats
sorry,
are
guys.
walking through. And there's a monument of him, too, in his own yard with his house. It's a historical location now. And anyway, 78 years old, kills a bunch of them himself, gets shot in the face, stabbed like 16 times, bludgeoned unconscious with the butt of a musket,
Wow.
and then lives 78 for another 16 years. Like,
He's a tough old guy.
yeah, it was just salty as all hell. But he, I was here to mark this. I haven't done anything for like the last God knows how long.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah, sorry everybody. But he, so like one of the wars he goes to, he comes back with this like all fancy jeweled up sword, right? It's all gold and diamonds and crap on it. And somebody asked him how he got it, and all he said was, I guess the quote is something along the lines of like, the previous owner died suddenly. Like, like I just like, that's the greatest line I've ever heard.
I got a nail gun schematic.
Oh, nice.
I would like the pistol book, please.
I really like me some history. I really like the cool stuff in history.
We couldn't tell.
Yeah. It's just so interesting. I mean, yeah, like Joe Medicine Crow, the last ever war chief. And they called him the peace chief afterward, but he's the reason they broke the Siegfried Line in Germany, which was a nasty thing. And then you got Jake McNasty, which was
Jake McNasty.
yeah, his last name is actually McNeese. But you ever heard of the movie The Dirty Dozen? It's an old black and white war movie.
I don't believe so.
No, oh, I love that movie. My dad and I used to watch that all the time, but it was based off of him and his crew. The reason they were called the Dirty Dozen, they were actually called the Filthy 13. The movie just changed it to the Dirty Dozen. But they got put over in Europe, and they're like around England, right? It's World War II,
Hmm.
and they were hungry. They had water rations, and so the water rations were generally for bathing. And him and his 12 guys, 13 total, decided like, well, we'd rather eat. So what they would do is go out and hunt. Apparently, it was illegal. They hunted the king's land,
Oh,
but they would use their water to clean and dress the meat so they could eat it, and all kinds of stuff. Well, this guy was like an anti-hero, right? So he was a war hero. He was awesome. Like he was a demolition guy, blew all kinds of shit up. But like his big thing that was just amazing to me is he would do the dumbest shit. Like in boot camp, he asked a guy to hand him butter, and the guy said something off. Well, turns out it's his commanding officer, right? He punched him. He's put in a brig like in boot camp.
oh wow.
And then fast forward a while, he ends up being he's a paratrooper too, by the way, which they had like a 80% mortality rate. He made 4 jumps in World War II and lived them all.
Wow.
But just a tough bastard. He was half Comanche, half Irish. But he gets drunk in England on leave at one point, and they just taught him to drive a train, and he didn't feel like walking home to base, so he stole
So he stole a
he
train.
stole a whole ass train.
That's great.
He won like a Purple Heart, Distinguished Service Medal or something. He won a bunch of medals, but they refused to promote him because of his behavior. But he was the exact guy they needed for half the crap they did. Just amazing stuff. Jake McNasty, yeah. And then we watched the one with you watched the one about the Finland guy and the meth. That one's hilarious. What else? There's a bunch of stuff. I don't know. There's just a bunch of really cool stuff in history. There's been some great people. And there's the hobo, they called him, who was like he's the reason that tank warfare is a thing. Did you do all this?
Hmm.
Well, look at you getting busy.
I mean, somebody had to. You were standing there talking.
I was. Yeah, that's what I do. I talk. I do things.
I just think it's funny that you like cannot multitask.
I really can't.
I find it very amusing.
You just want to shoot stuff.
Maybe a little bit. I lost my bike. But I killed a nurse.
There's just a whole dead zombie. Oh, I didn't want either of those things. No. Everybody went quiet on us.
They probably all fell asleep. It's getting late.
I fell asleep because I'm boring. Listening to me tell
Were
history
there-
stories.
Maybe they're fact checking you.
They might be.
Oh,
It's always a good
sensed.
plan.
What am I sensed by? Oh.
I read so many things and listen to so many things so often that I do very much sometimes get confused. Not afraid to admit that.
I feel like I'm not alone in here.
I'm right here. One of my favorite stories I think I learned recently was the ghost of Bataan. Bataan's an island in the Philippines. And so this guy's there, and he's like with the scouts, the Philippine scouts, whatever, and they're getting taken. They do eventually get taken, but it's like, what was it? It's like 400 Marines versus like, no, it's not. Yeah, so it's only 400 Marines versus like 9,000 Japanese or something.
Wow.
Anyway, one of the things he does is pretty hysterical, which is he like walks. He's like hiding in the woods and like finds their formate, one of their platoons. It's like 30 guys. He's like, well, I can't just shoot them. I'll kill them. There's too many. And so he just starts walking with them. And every time somebody like says something, whatever, he's like, shh, so that they stop talking. And then as soon as they get so far, they start to get to the line where his people are. And see you, Rufus. Have a good night, man. Glad you enjoyed it. We'll probably be done pretty quick anyway.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yes, as always. And anyway, so like he acts like he falls after he pulled the pin on a grenade, and he's like, "Oh, hey, man!" and he like hands it to him, and the guy, of course, like reacts and he grabs it, and then he just takes the hell off in the woods, and then like dives behind a tree and just starts opening fire. Of course, the grenade goes off, and he kills all 30 of them.
Wow.
A couple of his guys like are there too, but
I mean, that's quick thinking, though.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Oh, like the crazy crap people did in World War II, man. World War One was all right, but World War II, just like a new breed of American came out. Like just
A new breed of American.
it did. It's just insane the crap that comes out of that war. Just absolute chaos. And it's just wonderful. Like it is. It's fantastic.
You're so cute.
I think I just secretly wish I would have followed through the whole going in thing.
I think I want a cookie.
A cookie.
Oh man, I have to.
I'm
Make
going to base.
decisions.
I'm being useless anyway. You know, we haven't seen Wes today.
He's probably at work.
Probably. Or maybe he actually got the night off and got to sleep. Maybe
It's a Saturday night. Maybe he's out living it up. There's a zombie after me. And I have lots of guns.
I don't.
Okay. I guess it's late enough. I'm going to wander around till I find my mini bike and I'll head back to base 2. Also, my inventory's pretty full, so. I just did 2 chests because we downsized so much.
Oh,
So I
okay.
figured everything in one and then guns in the other.
Okay, so guns in the other.
Oh, hey, I didn't realize I was this close.
Well, no dogs today, so the day 5. Hey, friend.
Do I have stuff in my bike? I don't remember. You're like, I don't know. I wasn't with you.
I don't remember if I have stuff in mine either, so. I think I'm about ready for Betty Bye time myself, though.
Okay.
I have been up since 3 a.m. and drove halfway across the state and back. And...
I mean, I'm not going to knock the process or anything, but I feel like some of that's a bit excessive.
What?
The driving so far.
No, I wouldn't. I would have rode, with everybody else, but
You got home a lot sooner. I'm not complaining
like
about that.
way sooner.
I don't mean you driving is excessive. I mean how far away
It's logistics
events
because
are.
of, well, yeah, it's
too
because of
much.
there's nobody in our league near us.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, you ready?
I'm ready when you're ready.
All right, everybody. Good night. Thank you for joining us.
Hope you enjoyed our zombie talk and history lesson and conspiracy theories and all of the randomness that is our lives.
Yeah, this is actually kind of what we just do sitting around normally. Yeah, this is just kind of what we do. So anyway, toodles, couch potatoes. See you on the next one.